Oh, look at that. Teamwork.
I know it makes the dream work every time.
Teamwork. What are you drinking this morning, my friend?
This morning I'm drinking green tea. That's usually how I start my mornings, with green tea.
Green tea. God love you. Green tea in the
Yeah.
morning. And in a particular mug, you know, I'm a mug enthusiast.
Yeah, right. It's the same because like I don't have enough cabinet space for all of my lovely mugs. Because everywhere me and the family go, I always pick up mugs. Like I like you, like that's my thing. Like I love mugs, which is a weird thing to have because I did that even before I started drinking tea, and I've never been a
Oh, I
coffee
thought you meant
person.
alcohol. Okay.
No, no. No. I wait till 5 o'clock somewhere to start my alcohol
Okay.
drinking.
That
But
makes
but yeah, like I would get coffee mugs for everywhere before. Like I've never been a coffee person. Before I really started drinking tea, I just collected mugs. I have like a Grumpy mug, Star Wars, Star Trek, like you name it, I probably got it somewhere in there.
Wow. Well, I'm feeling kind of goofy today, so I got
Ah,
my goofy mug. And
nice.
if you want to change your life, you go with the hazelnut brew. I'm just saying.
Hazelnut brew. I don't think I've ever tried a hazelnut brew. Okay.
Well, this is our first show, my friend, and I guess we should do a proper introduction.
Yeah.
This is Wake Up with Jenny and Jay, the hottest new morning show in town. And by hottest new morning show, I mean brand new. And by brand new, I mean you
Oh,
should subscribe right now.
I thought you were talking about our appearances, but I can go with that one too. That works.
Well, yes, we have this very early morning look today. We're both in robes and fuzzy
Yeah.
blankets and have our coffee. And as I said, it's ungodly hour. I don't know how many hours of sleep you got last night, Jay, but I got a couple.
Well, we usually talk like throughout the day and stuff, and I tend to be an early go to bedder kind of person. Like my night usually ends around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So
Wowzer.
I gotta get my 8 hours, man. This face don't become beautiful like this without the 8 hours. That's all I gotta say.
It takes a lot of work to look like
It does. It does.
well, you're always looking fresh, my friend.
Oh
Always.
well, thank you, thank you.
How was your weekend?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Me and the fam, like, we're big DC Marvel geek people. We watched WandaVision, which I won't give any spoilers. We
Okay.
like that. Over the weekend, me and the kids, we hung out because Sheila, my wife, had to work a little bit. So
Uh-huh.
we watched a little bit of TV. We played a couple games, but it was a pretty good weekend. Got a little bit of work done, productivity. Always got to sneak away to do that, but it
Nice.
was all good.
Very nice. Very nice.
You?
Yeah, so my weekend was busy. I did some finishing touches on the magazine that I put out for the clinic that I run, and
Which is
but
looking nice. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it is looking nice. I got a little preview of it this morning. I haven't read it yet because it just came out,
just
but I'm sure it is phenomenal as always. But it is looking nice as always.
thank you very much, my friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a labor of love. It definitely takes a minute to create, but I enjoy it, and I love showcasing people in the community and sharing inspiring stories. But yada yada yada. We do good things for good people and blah blah blah. Happy, happy, joy, positive.
Right? Isn't that funny how, like, when you're a person that's always positive and always optimistic, there comes that point where you're like, okay, I just don't want to talk about positivity today. Let me talk about something different, right? And it's not because we're not positive, because I think you and I are both very positive, optimistic people.
I agree.
But there comes every so often we get into these moments where, you know what? If anyone says have a nice day, I'm going to chakra punch throat them in the throat. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. It's just we're people, we're human. So every day is not a good day, but we try to find the good in the day.
It's not a bad thing to chakra punch someone. No, not at all.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so my weekend was good. I got a few hours sleep last night, which is on par for me because hello, zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it doesn't take a lot of work to look like this. And for those who are
Mhm.
listening on audio on Spotify who are not watching our show today, you may be under the impression that the show is hosted by two men. I assure you, this is my morning voice.
You do not sound like a man.
I assure you, I am
Oh.
female, a
Oh,
woman, all woman, boo. Oh my gosh. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. We are going
yeah,
to,
we got a few things on the agenda.
yeah, we are going to talk about some stories in the news. We're going to touch on coronavirus. We are going to talk about the beloved Cicely Tyson. Some of you may have heard, if you're not up to date, but some of you may have heard that Cicely Tyson just recently passed away. I think 96,
Right.
I think was 96. She was 96 years old.
It sounds about right. I know she was born in 1924, so I'm horrible at math.
Okay, well, I don't, did I pass math? I'm not quite sure.
Hmm.
I mean, you tell me 2 + 2 is 5, and I'm like, what? Like, I try to give you change, so I don't really know what the like.
Save here,
Math is not
definitely.
my strong suit. And we're also going
Hmm.
to do our 3-question draw.
Hmm.
So you're going to ask me 3 questions, 3 random questions that I haven't heard before. And I'm going
Right,
to ask you 3 random questions that you haven't heard before.
right.
So a little spotlight action, little spotlight action.
Definitely, definitely.
So what's going on in the news in your neck of the woods? Any major stories happening?
So I had a story all planned out, and then last night my in-laws actually were flipping through the channels, and they stopped on the news, which was kind of like, I guess, like what is it, divine intervention kind of thing.
Hmm.
So I found a story very, very interesting, because and I thought it was really cool. So everyone knows, like, today's February 1st. In the States, I don't know if it's like a whole global thing, but here in the States we celebrate
Yep.
Black History Month in February, right?
Yep.
So something that my local area is doing is the museum. You know how people can't go there in person. So what they're doing is encouraging everybody to go online, and they will give you a map of all the Black historical places in the area. And then you can go at your leisure and check all these places out. And I was like, that is such a cool idea. So me and the fam are definitely going to be doing it. I love it. I was just like, that is such a cool, innovative thing to, one, engage with the museum, and two, just to learn a bit about American history and what has going on. So I thought it was pretty cool. I like
That's
that.
awesome. And that's just in your area. So they've got different points in your
Right.
area.
I mean, I assume that other museums might be doing similar type things, because one person does it, other people tend to emulate. But I was like, but far as I know, it's in my local area. I would check wherever anyone's watching, listening is at. Just check, because you never know. That could be something that's going on everywhere else.
Wow, that's so interesting. So where do people log on to be a part of that?
So for this one, it is the Knoxville Museum of Tennessee.
Okay.
And I don't know the exact email address of Knoxville Museum, but I'm sure if you Google Knoxville Museum, Tennessee, it'll pop up,
Hmm.
and you'll be able to find it there. It's like one of the banners for Black History Month.
Nice. And then, so what are some of the areas in your city that you're gonna go see or go follow?
So I know that here in my local area, there is a old historical Black college that is no longer in use, and they actually keep petitioning to restore it so it can actually be a historical Black college again in a campus.
Yeah.
Um, so I thought about taking my kids to see that, just to be able to see the history of it. I know that's one place that I'm going to go.
Hmm.
So we'll see.
Very nice. Very nice. That's exciting. Very nice. Well, here we have, all the talk is a pandemic and numbers
Right.
rising and people losing their jobs and all this
Hmm.
kind of stuff. And saw a story come up on my news feed yesterday.
Mm.
This young girl in the city lost
Hmm.
her job due to the pandemic,
Okay.
and she started her own cake company. She's
Mm.
doing brilliantly. She makes these really extravagant cakes, and there's like flowers and all kinds of colors, and she's not a classically trained chef.
Mm.
She actually trained in pre-med and marketing, which I thought was so interesting, such an interesting combination.
Right.
I mean, clearly the marketing piece is coming for her.
Yeah.
Look at this hair, Jay, in the morning. Oh my gosh. Can we have a moment of silence to grieve the loss of a hairstyle? Because I can't.
I don't know if I did that right, but I'm sorry
just,
if I offend anyone, but yeah.
that my hair is always a bone of contention with me on any video. Oh my goodness. I think it stems from my Nana never liked my hair. I know I sidetracked from the story. We'll get back to it.
Really?
My Nana always had a problem with my hair. I could never.
Mm-hmm.
It was the funniest thing, and I would get right like excited about a new hairstyle and a new cut, and I go, oh, well, surely she's gonna like this one. Surely.
Yeah.
I go see her and I say, Nana, do you like my hair? No word of a lie. This one was bold, I tell you.
Okay.
She would look at me and go, no.
Oh. All right. Nana did not mince words, huh? Okay.
Nana did not mince words. No. Right. Okay. And this is a lady who went religiously every week to the salon, got her little Nana rollers, and had her little Nana perm, and hair was always on point, and I just could never fill the hair quota. So I think I just carried that over, and then like, well, there we go. That's a bit better. Do this. We're all laughs here at Wake Up.
Oh, but I think you bring up a good point, though. Off topic of the story, but I think you bring up a good point of how the people in our lives that we love the most sometimes can hurt us, intentionally or unintentionally, and their opinion matters, right?
Their opinion matters.
So yeah.
Their opinion. I think I eventually grew to accept it, that I would always have bad hair. So
yeah.
Here we are. We're here.
Well, I don't think you have bad hair. It's unique. It's you.
Yeah, it's it is what it is. It's unique. If there was ever a descriptive word, unique.
I do my best. I grew up with 5 sisters, so you kind of learn to say things that are truthful, but at the same time not so harsh.
Oh my gosh. Well, one of these days on one of these shows, I'll get it together. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Things are going to change. Don't worry. I'll get it together.
Wouldn't have you any other way, Jen. Wouldn't have you any other way. It's all good.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, what's the weather like in your area too? Like here, it is very, very overcast and very gloomy and very mucky. The snow is kind of starting to melt a little bit, and it's just kind of blech outside. What's your what are you like? Is your weather blech, or what's your?
Oh, it's definitely blech. It's snowing outside. It's mushy, rainy-ish kind of mixture slush. It's weird. It's the kind of weather that you don't even want to look outside. You just close the drapes and like just don't worry about it till the sun shines. Yeah, it's cold. It's rainy. I got a fire in the fireplace.
Woo!
Bless you. Please. Good morning. Wow. Okay.
We pause now for a commercial.
I know, right? Now a word from our local sponsor.
Exactly.
Happy Mugs. Bring a smile to your day.
Hey, we need sponsors. People out there, sponsors. We need sponsors. So connect with Jay. Reach out on our Instagram.
Word. Definitely.
Sponsors for coffee, tea would be great. Kleenex, obviously. Hair product. Just saying.
I need some too.
Well, it must take you ages to do your hair in the morning, Jay.
I'm just like, see, here's the thing. Here's my pet peeve. Here, I'm gonna go on a rant for a second. So, like, anytime someone sees me with a bald head, they make that comment. They're like, "Oh, it must take you forever to do your hair." And honestly, it really does. Because first of all, I gotta shave it, which it takes forever to shave a bald head because you got to do it just right so you don't nick yourself. Then you gotta make sure. Then you got to make sure that you get every little part, because you don't want to be that guy who's walking around with that spot in the back of your head that's like still there. You know what I'm saying? So then the fact of when you get out, like when you're done, you got to make sure it's moisturized and all that stuff. So it takes, I mean, I'm not saying it takes as long as a lady, but it takes a minute to get it all right. It does.
Do you use that handheld circular like razor thingy, or how do you get your shave on?
I use a straight razor.
Ooh,
And I keep,
snap.
I'm old school. What can I say? Like I'm young at heart, but I got an old school spirit. So like I'm old school. I like funny enough, like I dry shave, but like I'm telling too much now. I do it in the shower. So my skin and stuff is moist. So like I don't like really scrape myself too much.
Yeah.
So and then like dry shave it and
You
just
want to
kind of
get
like
ashy.
exactly.
And then what do you moisturize with?
So currently right now, this is a free plug. I use Cantu hairstyling stuff to like just moisturize my hair. But here's the funny thing. Today is February 1st, and I'm actually going to start growing my hair back out. So next week episode, people, you'll see like a little stuff up here. So I'm going to start growing my hair back out. I don't know how long I'm going to let it. At one point, I actually had locks. I don't know if I'm going to let it get to that point again, but I'm considering it. But everybody, I'm sorry to say, my little Egyptian baby goatee here, it's going away. It's going away. It's
No,
going to be a smooth baby face. So
we're getting rid of the goatee.
yeah, we're getting rid of the goatee.
We're gonna be goatless.
Well, here's no. We are always gonna have the goat. Me and you are the greatest of all time forever. We always have the goats. But but no, like so. Here's the thing. Like I grow facial hair all the time, and I love having a beard, and I like doing things with my face.
Yeah.
My wife hates it. She hates facial hair. So
Sheila.
so it's always a struggle because for half the year I'm smooth because happy spouse, happy house.
Right.
But for me, I gotta have a beard. So there's kind of like this compromise of sometimes I have a beard, sometimes I'm clean shaven. So it's still one of the things.
Well, I mean, I get it. I understand. I mean, the love of my life does prefer that I maintain a clean shaven look. So,
okay.
I mean,
all right.
I when we first met, actually, he brought it up. He was like, listen, I'm madly in love with you, but the goatee gotta go.
And see, I had liked the goatee. It was a really good, you rock it well. You really did.
I don't want to brag it, but I thought, well, I kind of like this guy. Let me appease him.
Okay, I get that. Yeah, I get that completely. Nothing wrong with doing something for the person you love, as long as you love yourself and it's healthy. It's all good.
Love, I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. So, what do you say? 3-question draw?
For sure.
All right. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I'll go first. Okay.
Right. Are we asking all 3 questions at once, or are we doing a back and forth? What do you think?
I think it's probably better if we do all 3 questions and then another person.
You are so right.
If I don't tear down my set first, I'm knocking around my microphone.
Fantastic. Sorry. I have yet to master the microphone setup. I always sound like I'm in a tin can. So.
Oh, that's all good.
That, but okay, shoot. Here we go with Wake Up with Jenny and Jay 3-question draw.
All right. If I'm not looking at the camera, people, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone so I can see the questions. Jenny, what's one thing you do to make the world a better place?
Oh gosh, one thing that I do to make the world a better place?
Yes.
I don't know if this makes the world a better place, but I ain't gonna lie, I am funny.
Yes, you are. You are hilarious. You are. There's many a days where you split my ribs. You're knocked dead hilarious. I love it.
Our good friend Daryl Ellis.
Yeah.
To me, Miss J, you crack me up.
Miss J. I love Daryl. Miss J. I love that.
So I think maybe the laughter and the comedy is a good. Maybe that helps someone somewhere.
There was a quote by Charlie Chaplin. And he was like, a lot of people think what I do isn't important, but can you go a day without smiling and not feel good? Or and I'm messing up the quote now, but it's something to the effect of smiling makes the world better. So next question.
The cheeks for it. These cheeks are just ever expanding. They ain't going nowhere.
Oh man, well that's good though. That's good though. When you got like the little lines and stuff, like the cheeks, I love it. I love it. It's good.
It also helps. I mean, during the pandemic, because if you need to ever store food, I mean, I've got extra. You guys can just I can stockpile for you. There's no charge. I'll just hide it just right here.
We're pretty close, Jenny, but I'm not sure if I share your food like that. I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't know. Maybe if times got tough enough, probably, but I don't know. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there yet.
You never know. But that is not a reference for me holding nuts in my cheek. Okay.
Different show. Different show.
Oh
my God. This has taken a turn. Next question. If you played a sport, what would it be and why?
I played a sport. Oh gosh, I've always wanted to play hockey.
Oh.
Hockey, yeah.
I love watching it, but I don't know if I play it, but I love watching it. Okay.
Yeah,
but why? Why?
Hockey really, really well. I like the speed of being able to skate, like just skate fast. I love the idea of like smacking the puck and like having to get it in.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a great stress reliever. If you've had a bad day, you can just step on the ice and body check the heck out of a mofo.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a cure-all basically. It's exercise, it's excitement, it's fun, and it's physical aggression. And we don't promote that here, but I'm just saying sometimes it's nice to body check a brother. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's just,
no, I feel you completely. And the funny thing is that, like, I grew up in the 90s, right? And Disney was all the rage in the 90s. And they had a movie series called The Mighty Ducks. And me and my brother would watch The Mighty Ducks forever. Like, it was like one of our favorite movies, particularly D2. That was like our joint, right? And I think subconsciously that has always stayed in my mind, because ever since then, I didn't watch hockey, but I always like appreciated and loved hockey. And then when I worked a 9-to-5 corporate gig, they used to give us tickets to the Long Island Islanders, right? And trust me, like I used to be something like back in the day when I had that 9-to-5 job, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was that man, that power suit, power tie. I was a whole completely different person. But anyway, so they gave us tickets to the Long Island, and I would usually give my tickets away.
Yeah.
But I realized that I wasn't spending family time. So I was like, you know what, let me take my family. It'll be a good thing for us to go just to see how it does, right? Because in my mind, I didn't think Black people went to hockey. Like, I thought Black people were disconnected from hockey. Right? Because that was my bias and that was my thought process. It wasn't right. I shouldn't have had it. But that's how I thought.
Black people play hockey?
Yeah, well, I know that now, but at the time I was just like, whatever. Black people don't do hockey. It's cold. We don't like cold. There's a whole bunch of factors in there that made me think of this. But it was a wrong opinion. I shouldn't have had it. But so we went, and I fell in love to going to live hockey events. And I tell you, because the first game we went to, I wish I could remember the player's name.
Yeah.
But like, the Islanders were losing. I think they were losing like I want to say it was like 3-5 or something like that, right? Which in hockey, that's like that's a big leap, right?
3-5, you say?
Yes. Okay. So 3 goals. I'm not like a savant of hockey, but like I enjoyed it from time to time. So this guy, he's sitting on the bench and stuff, right? So then all of a sudden, like, I want to say like it's the second half. Bottom, like there's only like 15-20 minutes left or something like that. Yeah. They put this guy in. From the moment he gets on the ice, he's checking people, he's stealing the puck, he's scoring, and they came back and won the game. And I'm just like, yo, hockey is legit. I love this. Yes. So I wish that I was able to come back and see more games, and I wish there was a place around me now that I could go and take the fam to. But from that moment on, I was like, okay, I can get down to some hockey, live hockey. All right, hockey's legit. I appreciate it.
I love a good hockey game. I love a good hockey fight.
Yeah,
something about it is just exciting. Wouldn't it be great to have a hockey team made up of all the girls who made fun of me in high school and just boom, boom, boom?
We are seeing another side of Jenny today. That is for real. Oh man. All
right, next question.
Oh, next question.
Is this
what have no. Oh, you got one more. You have one more.
Okay.
What have you failed at, and what did you learn from that experience?
Are you gonna out me like that, Jay? On our very first show, you're trying to bust me up. Okay.
You know how I do. You know how I roll.
I got you. Well, number 2, let me just say,
Oh, okay.
I don't really consider things a failure in my life
Mm,
because there's always
okay.
a reason for why things happen. That's how I feel about it.
Mm,
That's my view on it. There's always a reason why things happen or don't happen.
okay.
And there's always a lesson attached to it. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily count things as failures, but for the purpose of this question, I would have
Mm-hmm.
to say, and those of you who know me really well, and Jay, you do,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I have failed massively when it comes to my sense of direction. I still can't find the truck. Do I even have a truck? We don't know. But I assure you, it's not 3 hours north where I think it is. It's probably 5 minutes south of where we're standing right now.
Yes, you and I have not had the privilege of going on a hike, but you and I have had many conversations about you being lost on a hike. So I already know if you suggest it, I should probably do the opposite when it comes to directions.
Yes.
Safe bet.
Yes. And that was that hike with that was that hike with Damon.
Yeah.
It was that hike with Damon. And
Mm-hmm.
we legit were like arguing. And I was adamant. I was like, no, I'm not good with directions, but I got this. This for those of you who don't know the backstory. We went on a hike. We parked the truck somewhere, and the trail took us all different kinds of ways. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought for sure by the end of the trail, I thought, nope, I got this. I'm gonna impress him. I'm gonna find the truck. We're gonna get out of here lickety split.
Oh my.
Jenny, the truck is this way. I'm like, nope, because we passed this tree and there was a stump there, and I saw half a mushroom over here. It's this way.
I've never heard of using half a mushroom as a placeholder of where you're supposed to go, but I like that. I got to use that next time. I got to use that.
That's how I do with directions. Like if you tell me go 2 kilometers south and turn west, and then you go left at the McDonald's. If you pass the Pizza Hut, you went too far. Like that's the kind of directions I need. I don't know where I am.
And see, I'm the same way. Like I use landmarks. Like don't tell me east, west, the street name, because I'll forget all that stuff.
Yep.
But if you tell me what things look like, or when I love going to a city and getting lost because that's how I find myself, like legit.
Nice.
So I remember everything, or not everything I see, but I remember most things. So that way when I backtrack, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, I can't remember that. I'm going the right way. So, and I do the same thing whenever I go on hikes and when I'm out in nature, there's certain things that I can see, like a certain big rock or a way a tree looks or certain things like that. I mean, not that I've never been lost, but there's definitely things that I look for similar to what you're saying. But again, I grew up with 5 sisters and I had to learn that, you know what? Don't argue with a woman because in my opinion, women are put here to help. That's what a lot of, not all women, but most women want to genuinely help. And a lot of women, when you're stuck in a situation of trying to get somewhere and trying to go somewhere, they want to help you and they want their voice to be heard. So my default is, you know what? Let me go ahead and listen because she could be right. So the worst I can do is we have to backtrack and figure somewhere else out. So I tend to just go with the flow until we're at the point of, you know what? I don't know anymore. And then I'm like, okay, let's go this way. And then I take over. So that's my default. That's how I do it. So I don't know.
Okay. So your approach is listen, hear, and then scrap all that and do your way. Got it.
That's a way of putting it, but yeah, essentially, yeah. Kind of, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay. 3 questions for you. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Oh, yes, I'm ready.
Handle it.
Yes, I can handle it. I think.
Okay. Question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to create a new country, what would you call it, and what would the animal on the flag be?
Funny enough, I already have a country. It is called Reese Nation. Okay. This is a place where all the coolest of the cool people hang. So if I have a legit physical place to be, it will be called Reese Nation. That's exactly what it'd be. It will be a vegan commune where we come and do a barter system for economics. Like, I have this already planned out. This is how we do it. So and like and the pay for the land, everything we make will be sold to like other countries and stuff like that. But if you live in the country, it's a barter system. There's no dollars. Everything is essentially free, but there's a barter system. Like you just trade and work this out. So if you grow carrots, you trade with people who want carrots. You know, it's that how kind of thing. So, and what will be on the flag? I think the flag will be purple and silver with a turtle on it.
Turtle.
A turtle. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Now, is
and
any relation to your love of Ninja Turtles?
Funny enough, it's not. I love Ninja Turtles, but I have a legit real reason of why it would be a turtle. And because it was a couple months ago, I was listening to Who Knows What, and somebody on it was like, huh?
That's the name of the podcast? Who Knows What?
No. No, it's just, I just don't remember the name of the podcast. But on it, they were sitting there saying like turtles are one of the smartest creatures, which like everyone kind of knows that it's like turtles, elephants, stuff like that. But they were saying like, here's the reason why. Because a lot of times you'll see road animals, deer, cat, like all stuff like get hit by vehicles, right? But how often do you see a turtle? Like you might see a turtle crossing the road, but how often have you ever seen a turtle get hit by a car? And I started thinking like, I've been on the road a lot. Like I used to drive transfer trucks, and I used to work motor pool in the Air Force, and I spent a lot of time on the road, and I've seen a lot of roadkill of different types of animals, but I don't think I've ever seen a turtle. And it started making me think like turtles really are some of the smartest creatures, because for as slow as they are, how do they manage to never get hit? And all the other animals tend to be super fast, but they still always get hit.
Do you think they have like a heads up on the game? Do you think they're like maybe they're just not road people? Like maybe they're not road turtles. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're like, maybe there's a lot of like field turtles and not so many road turtles.
No, because here's the thing, like a lot of times animals cross the road to get to water source, food source, forest source, or whatever, and turtles are no different. Like a lot of times they'll cross the roads to get to water, fish, or whatever they're trying to get to. So like I said, like I've seen turtles crossing the road to like a pond or a river, but I have yet to see one actually get hit. So I'm starting thinking, So I'm like, you know what? I have no problem having a turtle as my mascot. I have no problem. And they don't have to be in a fighting pose. They could just be like crossing the road, you know, like they don't have to be all buff. I can just a legit turtle. I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. Pretty cool.
You know what I've always wondered? I don't know if you have the same thought, but I've always wondered, and I've never seen them. So I'm just asking, do turtles have balls? Like, do they like, are they in the shell? Are they hang out with the shell sometimes?
I mean, I've never looked at the anatomy of a turtle, but I've held turtles and I've picked them up, and I don't know where they are. They have to have them because like I've seen them mating, but they have that weird positioning turtle doggy style thing going on.
That's how it happens.
Or sometimes like it depends on the type of turtle, because some turtles will lay eggs and the male turtle comes and fertilizes it. But then there are other ones that actually have physical sex. I assume they have some type of testicles or balls, but I don't know where they are located on their body. I assume they're probably inside the shell because a lot of their body tends to be inside of the shell, but I honestly don't know.
I have always wondered that. Like,
that is something to look up.
You know, when a turtle gets scared, their neck goes back into the shell.
Right. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Do they have balls, and are they always scared? Are they always retreating? I don't know.
I'm assuming so. I assume that they just stay in the shell, because I can't imagine a turtle walking around and the balls are just hanging out, dragging on the ground, you know? So I don't know. But that's just my thought process, because I tend to be imaginative like that. So I assume they're inside the shell, but I honestly don't know.
Well, let's go with that. They're in the shell.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2. What is your favorite tea? And I know you're a big tea guy. What is your favorite tea and why?
Currently, it's elderberry tea is my favorite.
For the immune system?
for the immune system, and I just like the taste. Like, and honestly, like I'm gotten to the point now where I don't put sugar in my tea. I'll put put a little bit of unsweetened almond milk. But I just like the way it tastes, and it just makes me feel. I usually have it sometime throughout the day or right before bed. So I just like the way it tastes.
Very nice, very nice. All right, question number 3. This is a big one. You take a minute to think about it if you need to.
Okay.
Were you scared when Brittany shaved her head?
This might sound bad on my part, but I've always been Team Christina. I really have.
Ooh,
I really have. So when Brittany shaved her head,
hardcore, bro.
When Brittany shaved her head, I mean, I felt for her, but at the same time, I was like, you know, like that was a very bad part of her life, and it always comes back up for her. So I feel her, and I understand, and I sympathize. But at that point, I wasn't a mature person, but I was just like, ha ha ha. But honestly, but honestly, she didn't look bad with a shaved head. She really did, and most women don't. I wish a lot more women would embrace that whole bald headedness.
Maybe I do that. Maybe that's my answer to my hair problem.
Hey, maybe I would try a cap first, because we never know how the shape of our head is. So I would try a cap first, and just to see. I
may be newly single if I try that.
And well, I was gonna say you might want to try it out with your boyfriend first, see how he likes it, because that might be a whole new thing. That might bring up some issues, but we'll see. I don't know. Some men are fond of that, but you know.
Some men are. Well, that concludes our 3-question draw.
Yep.
Very good. What's our next topic of discussion?
I believe we are going to be talking about Cicely Tyson for a brief moment or two. Yes. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Cicely Tyson. I mean, where do you even begin? I mean, such a phenomenal person, such a phenomenal actress,
well,
such a phenomenal creator. I mean,
well, I went to Wikipedia, and because that's where everyone goes nowadays. And
if it's true, yeah.
I know, right? It's 100% true or something. But I did fact check a little bit of this stuff, because I mean, I'm not knowledgeable of everything of Cicely Tyson, but her name, I used to have an acting background. Her name came up in like almost everything I did. She's just one of those people who, she was in front of the scenes, but I think a lot of the stuff that she did was behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know. But let me read off just briefly some of the stuff that she said. So as we said earlier, she was born December 19th, 1924, and she sadly passed away on January 28th, 2021. She's an American actress and fashion model. In a career spanning more than several decades, she became known for her portrayal of strong African-American women. Tyson was a recipient of 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, 4 Black Reel Awards, 1 Screen Actors Guild Award, 1 Tony Award, and an honorary academic award and Peabody Award. Wow. She's notably known for Sonder, the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman, Oldest Living Confederate Widows Tell All, Diary of a Black Mac Woman, The Help, How to Get Away with Murder, and her legacy also includes decades of civil rights work and community building. At the height of the civil rights movement, Tyson became a founding member of the Dance Theater in Harlem. And I found that particularly important, because a lot of times when you talk about civil rights, people immediately think of a lot of the men, particularly Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and they think about all the fire hoses, the dogs, they think about those images, but you don't realize that helping out communities and helping out families and giving them a place to feel safe and like they can be themselves was also important. And clearly, Miss Cicely Tyson knew that, because in East Harlem building where she lived as a child was named for her, and 3 others were rehabilitated for 58 poor families. This lady has a career that a lot of people nowhere near will ever get close to. And I think she was always one of those underestimated, underappreciated people. Absolutely. In various different communities.
Absolutely. I don't know if you've seen many of her movies, but I've
seen a few, yeah.
I always found that, and I haven't seen them all, so I'm speaking just in with my
Right.
scope of knowledge of the movies that I have seen her in.
Mhm.
So if I get it wrong, don't email me, please. Don't email. Don't.
Don't at Jenny. Don't at Jenny.
Just this is just my knowledge based on what I've seen.
Right.
I always saw her in a background role or a supporting role or a
Right.
smaller role in a bigger film,
Mm-hmm.
and she really was like the the meat and potatoes of a role. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
such a phenomenal actress, and I felt like she never got the bigger role, never got the bigger played a bigger part in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know like what your favorite movie is, but I would just really remember her from Fried Green Tomatoes, which she played again a smaller role in that movie. But
Right.
what a good movie, and she was phenomenal in that. Phenomenal in that.
Well, say funny enough, I remember her in Roots.
Roots, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And she was one of the first
Debbie
strong Black women that I saw on screen as a kid. I mean, clearly, like, I didn't see it when it originally aired, but I saw it like in a replay. But she was one of the first. And like you're saying, to your point, I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's ever had a lead. But the her on-screen presence is one of those that when she steps there, when she's on screen, all the attention's on her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She brought that intensity.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we are very thankful for her contribution to this world and her ability to allow us to explore creatively through her work and through her acting and her movies and her film. And such a sad loss, but she lived a full life. She was
Right.
96, I believe, was it 96,
Right.
something like that.
Something like
So,
that, yeah.
I mean, hey, 96 ain't too shabby, right?
Right. And it's funny because don't get me wrong, like any loss, regardless of someone's age, is always a loss and it's always tragic. But it's weird to me because, like, at what age is it okay to lose someone? Or is that like a very bad question?
No, I know what you mean. I know what you
right?
mean. Like what age do we really like die? Like is it like when
Right.
yeah, like when is it okay to say like we've had a long life,
Right. I
we're
mean,
cashing our chips.
I mean, someone like Cicely Tyson, it's very clear that she's had a full life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, I mean, I didn't know her personally, clearly, but I have a feeling that she was active still with the people that she was around.
Mhm.
However, like we're saying, she was a woman in her 90s, and I'm not trying to discredit or discount anyone in their 90s, but at what point is it like, because like look at Betty White, right?
Oh,
Who what I guess would be kind of like Cicely Tyson's counterpart, right?
Yeah.
So Betty White she just turned, what was it, 100?
100
or 90? No, she just turned 99. She turned 99, right? So like, and everyone's like, oh, save Betty White, like don't make sure she doesn't, like, keep her safe from COVID, right? And like I understand the sentiment because like I love Betty White, I love the Golden Girls, I love everything Betty White did before that, because she also is another civil rights pioneer that a lot of people don't think of. But if Betty White was to pass away, and I'm not wishing any ill will on Betty White, but it's like, there's going to be all these people who come out like, oh no, Betty White, why is she? And I'm like, you realize she's 99, right? Like, and that might sound cold to me, but like, it's just like, at what point is it like, like people, does that sound cold? That sound like callous?
You look warm wrapped in your fuzzy. You cold, bro. You cold.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like you guys are finding out the real Jay right now. Cause like I have a lot of these thoughts and I'm just like, really? like I said, like I mourn and I'm like, oh, she passed away. Okay.
Gosh,
but then I'm like, well, she lived a full life. But then you see all these other people who will write like these 25,000 long paragraph goodbye notes. And I'm like, first of all, did you even know her? Secondly, how really impactful was she to your life? And three, I'm like, why? I don't understand. So I don't know, but that's just me. And like I said, I'm probably just cold and callous. So I'm sorry.
Well, it sounds like there's a Jay Reese life expired program that I should all be a part of. It's like an expiration date that Jay has decided we should go. Like if we were in a lineup, who's close?
Oh man,
you out, out. You've taken your fair share. Go.
Yes, I have a checklist. Okay, you are a valued member of society. You did your part. You helped out your community. Okay, you good to go. You can die. You good.
Oh
No,
my God.
no, but I'm serious though, because like I don't know, like I said, I feel some kind of way because I understand like I don't want
You
I don't
feel
want
some kind of way, Jay.
I mean like it's funny because like I get it. I don't want anyone to
Yeah.
pass away. I don't want anyone to die.
Right.
But at the same token, it's like stop the buffoonery, stop acting like you're best friends with this person, and just go ahead and let them go. You know, you know, just like I don't understand. So I don't know. Again, that just might be me. I don't know. Because I'm case in point, and like, see, this is how I know there might be something wrong with me. So I used to be really.
For all funerals.
And funny enough, I used to do military military honoring for funerals and other stuff. So, which is a whole nother conversation. But I used to be really big into The Walking Dead, right? I used to be really big into The Walking Dead, right? And I'll try my best. Like, even though the show has been on for like over a decade now, if you haven't seen certain episodes, I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't know where you've been. So like, there was an episode like early into the show where there was these two kid characters who were like the most whiniest, babyest, always causing trouble kids. And a part of The Walking Dead is you have to learn how to be quiet. Otherwise, you won't survive in this world because the zombies like they like noise. So if you're loud, zombies are going to gravitate. So they will be on these missions and the kids would be purposefully loud, right? They were just these annoying little kids. So I was venting one day at work because we were in the conversation of talking about The Walking Dead. And I went on this tangent of complaining about these kids of how like, I wish they would die. I can't wait for them to be off the show, all this horrible stuff, right? And my coworkers are just looking at me like, oh my God, you want kids to die? And I'm like, not in real life, on the show. They're characters. Like, they're not real people. Like, I just want them to die because there's no point in them being on the show. And the looks these people gave me of me saying I wanted kids to die. And I'm like, they're not real. I don't understand. What is the attachment? So, like, I guess that's just me. I'm disconnected. My wife says I have a stone heart all the time, but like,
oh my God.
I don't know. See, you're learning probably way too much about me now, Jenny, and I'm sorry.
We see the other side of Jay. I just know that, if I ever get into a serious accident, I do not want you as my emergency contact. And that's what we've learned here today, because Jay will pull the plug.
Oh man! Oh, what's up? See, funny enough, you bring that up, but I have a theory. I really do. So, any of my friends, and I've already told Sheila to do this to me as well. If I'm ever in a situation where I'm on life support, I want anybody who's closest to me. Okay, I want you to do two things. The first thing I want you to do. Yeah, get the pen, get the ready. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is to whisper in my ear. Okay, whisper. Yeah. If you still want to be here, wake up. Okay, that's the first thing I want you to do. All right, and then you give it like a good 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. Okay. That's the first thing, and then the second thing after that, I want you to. Now this is the most important one. All right. I want you to go to the plug of the machine. To the plug of the machine. Okay. Yeah. That's keeping me on life support. I want you to pull it, wait 10 seconds, and then plug it back in. Okay?
You are insane, my friend.
No.
Insane.
No.
You try to be a rebel even when you're going down, bro? What?
Yo, that is my theory, because my thing is like, look, if I've been on life support for, I don't know, a couple days, a couple weeks, or even like a month or so, right? I don't want to be on life support, right? And that's just me. I don't want any machine keeping me alive. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I don't want to be a vegetable. So if I'm on life support, go ahead.
Be a vegetable. Okay.
Exactly. Right. So if we ever get to that drastic of a situation, have your conversation with me, say whatever you got to say to me, tell me you'll love me, your goodbyes, you'll miss me, all that lovely stuff. And then in the last moments, do what you got to do, pull the plug, see if I restart like a computer and come back. If I don't, it was meant to be. If I do, hallelujah, we great. We rolling again, part 2.
You don't have a background in IT, do you?
I have a little. Funny enough, if I do, and that's one of the first things.
Is that why you want us to?
I get. If there are, I promise you, if there are any IT people watching, listening, please back me up and write it in the comments. One of the first things any IT person will do is go to the person that has the IT issue and ask, "Have you restarted the computer?" That is one of the first questions we ask.
100% right.
Exactly. So go ahead and restart me and see if that works.
Oh my God. Well, I've made some notes, and I will review them.
Oh, and as a disclaimer for the show, please don't take anything Jay Reese says as medical advice. Please see your medical practitioner and seek actual medical and legal counsel. Do not listen to a word Jay Reese says. Thank you.
I think that's just good advice in general. If anyone takes us seriously, they should be, they should be looked at. You know what I mean?
I agree wholeheartedly. If you're not talking about mental or motivational health, yeah, you don't want my advice.
Yeah,
I'm good on the motivation and general life advice, but anything else, I might have to push you somewhere else.
Well, I have FOMO, so I don't really have a plan to exit this world. I have FOMO. If you ask my boyfriend, he's never gonna die. So I mean, that kind of works out, for our
I feel the same way. I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works out for us because, like, I don't think either of us could like continue living without the other one.
Oh,
so, yeah, I know. But
see, I wasn't gonna make the noise. I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna make the noise.
But yeah, but we just decided that's just what we'll do. That we'll just live forever and just see what happens. But well, my friend, we are coming down to the final moments of the show. And we had a great first show. I don't know.
I think so. I think it was wonderful.
Yeah, this has been a massive success.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, other than me going around down the rabbit hole of telling everybody how I want to die and try to bring me back, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good first show.
I mean, we've learned a lot here. We've learned a lot about each other in our 3 questions. We've learned that turtles are very smart and may have balls.
Yes.
We have celebrated the fabulous life of Cicely Tyson.
Absolutely.
Current events we've discussed. And I have to make mention, our dear friend, Daryl Ellis, is having some surgery today. So let's put all our thoughts and prayers with him and send out those good vibes to our friends in the community. And so this is going to be our deal. Every Monday morning, wake up with Jenny and Jay. We're going to have a combo and some laughs and get people on the right foot to start their week. And anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up? And any other stories you wanted to talk about?
Let me ponder for a second. Let me see.
Let's see.
Actually, no, I got none. I'm sorry. Okay. No.
All right. Well, we are just about out of time. Want to thank everybody for joining. Sorry we didn't get enough time to talk about COVID. We'll chat about that next week. And thanks for tuning in. Make sure you watch us on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And our YouTube channel is, go for it.
Wake Up with Jenny and Jay.
We've got our Instagram, Wake Up with Jenny and Jay. Make sure you find us on there too. And midday week posts. We'll do a funny midday week post to keep you going on Wednesdays. And we'll see you back here, same bat time, same bat channel, Monday morning at 9. All right, my friend.
See you later, everyone.
Thanks for waking up with me.
Anytime.
Bye.